Oh man, the weekend is here. So much going on. I have to show you some event forecasts coming up later this hour, but it does look dry for the weekend. Don't think we'll see any rain. There's slim chances maybe offshore if you're going boating of a shower or two passing by, but dry weather this weekend, highs in the 90s. It could be hotter, but more sun as well. So it's a trade-off. More sun and dry weather means more heat. But cooler weather later next week. A cold front should arrive. Still up in the air whether it will be much of a cool down, but it could at least cool us for a day or two. Not a prolonged cool down and not a big blast of cool air, but probably not 95 anymore. But it's First 1.5 Doppler network all across the valley and nearby areas of Mexico looking pretty dry out there. But as we showed you earlier, if you zoom in closely, occasionally you see a little sprinkle or tiny little shower popping up here and there. See one right there still alive on Highway 186 and also one still west of San Manuel, just a little sprinkle mainly. So that's about all we have out there. For football games this evening, it looks to be pretty dry. So if you're making plans to be out for the games this evening, if you get rained on, I guess I'll take the blame for that. But I think it's dry. Don't think anything's going to be popping up. Temperatures in the 80s at kickoff time and kind of falling through the 80s and into the 70s by the end of the game with mostly clear skies and very light winds. I mean, the winds right now, if you've been outside, are barely moving. And probably game time winds only around 5 miles per hour or less most of the game. So there's not much wind stirring things up. 80s right now, 86 in Harlingen, 88 in Weslaco, but already over 90 from about McAllen and Edinburgh to the west in the Starr County. And these temperatures tomorrow will probably be a little hotter with more sunshine and the effects of a tropical system we'll show you also later on that's going to be moving through the central Gulf, but not directly impacting us. Humidity's come down just a bit. The last few days, dew points have been like 75, 76, 77 sometimes, but they've kind of lowered a bit later yesterday and today. So dew points in the upper 60s and lower 70s. On the Muggy meter, it's still pretty humid in most areas. Some areas just below that in the upper 60s, but not quite as high up into the very humid. And I think it will be maybe a slightly less humid tonight, but the humidity not really lowering too much. You can see on the satellite radar just little sprinkles mainly coming in this afternoon in spots, but hardly anything left on the radar, and it should be that way this evening. Future track shows not much left after sunset, just mainly clear skies developing. I think the puffy clouds out there right now will kind of quickly diminish by the time we get to about sunset or slightly later. And then tomorrow, sunshine around. Notice how Future Track tries to show a couple showers offshore. I think this still might be overdone, but some of the blow-off clouds from a tropical storm or hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico may occasionally swing through here, but I think it's going to be too far away for even a remote chance of a shower. So hot and more sunshine tomorrow as temperatures climb back into the 90s most everywhere. Sunday looks about the same too. Mostly sunny skies and highs again in the 90s. And even by the time we get to Monday, I think Monday may be the last of the hot days for a while. Temperatures under a lot of sunshine may be pretty warm again Monday. We should be easily into the 90s once again Monday. So rain chances back down there close to 0% for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday coming up. If you are traveling, Laredo in the 90s this weekend with mostly sunny skies around the area. Corpus Christi again in the 90s and some sunshine. San Antonio, of course, pretty hot, near 90 degrees for this time of year. And Houston, close to 90 degrees and partly sunny skies. So dry weather across Texas, but also hot weather too. So your First 1.5 7-day forecast. High temperatures back up in the 90s Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for Columbus Day weekend. Lows come back up as the humidity starts to increase a bit more by Columbus Day. Tuesday morning could be rather sticky, but a cold front may arrive sometime later in the afternoon or evening, so temperatures may start to fall through the 80s, may end up in the 70s. And then Wednesday, if the clouds are able to lock in, we may kind of hang in the upper 70s or lower 80s with a few showers, but then warm back up again quickly later next week. So we'll track that cold front and the tropics in your First 1.5 forecast coming up.